Serbia's recent unveiling of the Kobac-1PR electronic warfare system marks a notable step in the country's effort to build a comprehensive defense architecture capable of countering the increasingly complex threat posed by unmanned aerial systems. The appearance of the system at the Partner 2025 Defense Exhibition, followed by its inclusion in the Power of Unity parade in Belgrade, signals both technological progress and political intent. By highlighting the Kobac-1PR alongside higher-end foreign platforms such as Russia's Krasuka and Moskva electronic warfare families, as well as domestic passive and radar assets, Serbia has positioned its new creation as an indigenous response to a rapidly evolving battlefield challenge: drones that can be weaponized, used for reconnaissance, or employed in swarm tactics to overwhelm traditional defenses. The Kobac-1PR is not just another jammer bolted to a vehicle or trailer. It represents an integrated approach that combines multiple types of sensors with artificial intelligence software and modular jamming units to deliver a balanced mix of detection, classification, and counteraction. In its advertised form, the system monitors the electromagnetic spectrum from 400 MHz up to 6 GHz, covering the most common control, telemetry, and navigation bands used by commercial and military-grade drones. Its design philosophy reflects current thinking in counter-unmanned systems, to shorten the time from detection to disruption, reduce operator workload, and avoid blanket jamming that can harm civilian communications or interfere with friendly systems. By fusing radar returns, passive signal intelligence, and automated classification through AI algorithms, Kobac-1PR aims to act as a quick-response shield capable of protecting a 4-kilometer bubble around deployed forces. The modular jammer architecture deserves attention because it reflects both operational flexibility and practical constraints. Instead of one large broadband noise emitter, Kobac-1PR employs 6 modules, each rated at about 50 watts, covering distinct slices of spectrum that map onto drone communications and navigation frequencies. These bands include common civilian and tactical ranges such as 400 to 470 MHz for short-range radios, 800 to 1000 MHz, and 2200 to 2500 MHz for control links and video downlinks, and 1164 to 1610 MHz for satellite navigation. By building in options for selective or sectoral jamming, operators can prioritize particular threats and limit collateral impact on non-hostile services. This is especially important in densely populated or spectrum-congested environments, where indiscriminate high-power emissions would create unacceptable disruptions. The inclusion of deception techniques, sweeping modes, and protocol-aware jamming further strengthens the case that Kobac-1PR is designed with a layered and nuanced philosophy rather than brute force denial alone. Artificial intelligence is presented as the multiplier that makes the system effective. In modern conflicts, drones often appear with little warning and can maneuver unpredictably. Human operators cannot realistically analyze every signal and radar return in real time, especially when confronted with multiple contacts. By embedding machine learning algorithms into the workflow, Kobac-1PR reduces the human decision-making burden, classifies signals faster, and offers recommendations or automatic countermeasures. This shrinks what is known as the decision loop, the time between spotting a potential threat and applying a response. In the drone age, that loop may be measured in seconds, not minutes. Serbia's emphasis on automation suggests recognition that human-heavy processes cannot keep pace with cheap, fast, and proliferating unmanned threats. The public display of the system was carefully staged to emphasize Serbia's broader doctrine of layered defense. At the parade, Kobac-1PR was placed operationally within the electronic warfare echelon, linked with the 224th Center for Electronic Action, and shown alongside assets such as the RPS-42 radar and Vera passive sensor. This deliberate integration illustrates that Kobac-1PR is not meant to function in isolation but as part of a network where passive intelligence detects, radars track, and EW modules selectively deny adversary drones access to their communication and navigation lifelines. When combined with higher-end systems like Krasuka, which are designed for long-range disruption, and with kinetic defenses, this architecture creates a more resilient shield against unmanned aerial threats. The layered model echoes strategies pursued by larger militaries, acknowledging that no single technology can counter the full spectrum of drone threats. From a strategic perspective, Serbia's move to highlight an indigenous system carries implications beyond the technical. Many smaller and medium-sized states are caught in a difficult position. Drones are cheap, widely available, and becoming a central feature of modern combat, but high-end counter-UAS solutions from major powers are expensive and politically sensitive to acquire. By developing a homegrown solution, Serbia reduces dependence on external suppliers, strengthens its domestic defense industry, and gains the political capital of showing technological sovereignty. Even if the Kobac-1PR does not match the performance of the most advanced foreign systems, its presence enhances national resilience and provides a foundation for further innovation. Moreover, exporting such systems could open a niche market among states facing similar challenges but lacking access to premium Western or Russian technology. The technical specifications suggest that Kobac-1PR is optimized for close-range protection of units and installations rather than broad theater coverage. Its 4-kilometer effective radius is modest compared to some long-range systems, but this matches its intended role as a frontline, mobile shield rather than a strategic umbrella. In practice, such a system would likely be deployed to guard high-value assets such as command posts, ammunition depots, or armored formations against surveillance and kamikaze drones. The mobility and modularity of the kit allow it to be mounted on vehicles for rapid deployment, and the relatively moderate power requirements make it more adaptable to different operational contexts. In an era when cheap quadcopters have inflicted significant battlefield losses, from Ukraine to the Middle East, the ability to provide localized protection against drone incursions is of immediate tactical value. Nevertheless, limitations must be acknowledged. As with all electronic countermeasures, effectiveness depends on the adversary. Basic commercial drones are highly vulnerable to jamming and GNSS denial, but more sophisticated systems are increasingly resilient. Multi-constellation navigation receivers, inertial navigation backups, frequency-hopping encrypted links, and visual navigation technologies make some drones harder to disrupt. The Kobac-1PR's fine frequency resolution and selective jamming capabilities suggest an effort to address these challenges, but the race between drone resilience and jamming sophistication is continuous. Every improvement in counter-UAS technology prompts counter-adaptations by drone designers. Serbia's system may handle today's common threats effectively, but it will require updates to remain relevant against evolving adversaries. Operational and legal constraints also shape the use of such systems. Jamming signals at power levels sufficient to disrupt drones can inadvertently interfere with civilian communications, broadcast services, or navigation systems. International spectrum regulations and rules of engagement limit how freely militaries can employ such techniques, especially outside of active conflict zones. The sectorized jamming options in Kobac-1PR reflect an attempt to mitigate this risk by allowing operators to aim emissions narrowly and for short durations, thereby reducing unintended impact. But the fundamental challenge remains. Electronic warfare is as much about spectrum management and political considerations as it is about raw technical capability. The unveiling of Kobac-1PR fits into a global pattern where smaller states are investing in affordable, modular, and AI-assisted counter-drone systems. While large militaries may pursue multi-layered air defense that includes lasers, high-power microwaves, and interceptor drones, countries with more limited budgets must prioritize cost-effective solutions. Serbia's focus on software-driven classification, modular jammers, and integration with existing radar and SIGINT assets shows a pragmatic approach. Rather than attempting to field a silver bullet, Belgrade is building an ecosystem of layered measures that complement one another. This approach reflects lessons drawn from conflicts where drones have proved difficult to counter with a single technology, reinforcing the value of redundancy and variety in defensive planning. Looking ahead, the Kobac-1PR may serve as a springboard for further developments. Future iterations could expand range, incorporate more advanced deception techniques, or integrate with kinetic interceptors to provide a hard kill option once jamming has disrupted a drone's control. There is also potential for export interest, as many states in Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa face similar challenges from drones but cannot afford high-end Western or Israeli systems. By fielding a credible and flexible indigenous product, Serbia may carve out a role in the growing counter-UAS export market. In conclusion, the Kobac-1PR is less about technological revolution and more about pragmatic evolution. It demonstrates Serbia's capacity to design and field an indigenous counter-drone solution that is automated, modular, and integrated into a broader defensive framework. Its significance lies not only in its specifications but in what it represents, a national commitment to confront the drone threat with homegrown capabilities and a layered approach. As unmanned aerial systems continue to proliferate, such solutions will be vital not only for Serbia but for all states seeking to defend themselves against the asymmetric advantage drones confer to both state and non-state actors. The Kobac-1PR may be modest in range, but its implications are wide, pointing toward a future where every modern military, regardless of size, requires agile and intelligent electronic warfare systems to survive in a drone-saturated battle space.